So it's almost exactly midnight. It's been a long day, and we finally wanted to spend a little bit of time having conversation. By the way, this is my dad. Out of all the dads in the world, I picked this one. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yes, you did.
And we're exploring the question, which is, what does a life well lived look like? And I'd love to get your thoughts.
You want my thoughts?
Sure.
What a life well lived looks like. Well, a little prepared for this one. I guess mainly, pursuing what you want to do. Living a life of happiness, adventure, and self-fulfillment, and sharing it with others, and trying to figure out why we're all here.
Yeah.
I mean, that in itself is a pretty good adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we can all ask ourselves what's the meaning of life, but I think if we actually go and look for it, it happens.
Yeah, it's like there's some things that time in a spreadsheet or like further analysis isn't really going to help with versus actual experience,
Yeah. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much out there. By the way, the glass is all the way empty.
Nice. Nice. Any moments that come to mind where you felt really alive?
Oh, many. With a lot of the ones that do come to mind is obviously cutting the umbilical cord when you're first born.
Yeah.
Seeing your hands come out and realizing that it's all happening, number one. And number two, seeing not only a life come to this world, but my son's life.
Yeah.
A life that I'm gonna have to be, responsible for, caring for, and loving, and a tour guide to show him what the best I could, what the world's all about.
Yeah.
Not that I know, but hey, show you some.
Yeah, and you're kind of figuring out along the way, I guess, to some extent. I think we all kind of are, right? I think
nobody's got to figure it out.
Yeah, it's like the moment you think you have things figured out, you're probably missing something pretty big.
Well, the important thing is you just keep open to it, Once you shut yourself down and figure that this is what it's all about, you're not growing anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it's all about.
Tour guide to the world.
And the thing is, like, growing up and showing you what else made me feel alive is like the joy that you had in those new eyes of seeing what a lot of adults or grown-ups would take advantage or take it for granted that,
Yeah.
the sky is blue and the wind blows, but when you're actually showing somebody that's all new to it, and you kind of throw in a little bit of mystery and imagination into it, it really makes you feel alive to see that, someone that you're, connected to so well realizes that, they look to you for that answers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun to show him what it's all about. The best you could anyway, but that's when I felt alive too. Because, your life isn't your own after that.
Right. Yeah.
Once you have a child and so forth, it really isn't.
Talk about the trips to the moon.
Trips to the moon. Well, that was actually created by George Pino, Frank's brother. But those were, I think, those little fun exercises to do were really. There's a lot more to them than just, trickery or fun, but really opening up someone's mind.
Yeah.
So, going to the moon basically it had to wait till nighttime till the full moon was, and of course you have to do this with somebody that's about 4 years old, maybe Tom. Any older than that, they'll get a little bit wise to it.
The jig is up.
Yeah, the jig is up. So we would put the youngster on like a 2x6 or 2x4, whatever. We'd sit them down on it and tell them to hold on tight, and then of course there would be several of us, one on each end of the 2x4 or 2x6, and then myself, and then you and sitting on the rocket ship.
Yeah.
We'd have to sprinkle some rocket ship.
Oh
juice.
yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my god. That's
to give you the propellant to get
right.
the magic dust. And then
well, how would you all explain it to me? Like, what was the
so we'd sit you down and say, you want to go to the moon? And of course, what kid doesn't want to go to the moon? So you would have to see, if you're going to go to the moon, you got to be brave. You got to trust us that we're going to get you to the moon and back. And you got to hold on tight, number one. And we're going to have to blindfold you because the moon is so bright that if you got too close, it would, hurt your eyes. So you could still see the moon, but you would just have to keep the blindfold on.
Yeah.
And you couldn't take it off because you had to hold on to the 2x6, of course. So once you sprinkle the magic dust on you, you'll be taken off. But you'll still hear my voice because I'll still be in contact with you.
Yeah.
So sit down on the 2x6, hold on tight, and put the blindfold on you. Well, it was basically a t-shirt. It was made to be a little bit translucent so you could see sunlight. So once that was done, of course, we would be there with a flashlight and on each end of the 2x6. And then once we sprinkle the dust, then you'd be ready for liftoff. Pick you up.
And I straight up thought for sure, like I was agreeing to like going to the moon.
Yeah.
And then the way you do it too, like was pretty. I can't remember when you finally broke it to me, like how you did it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like I remember when because you'd be like have your friends lift it up there.
So we would already have the props ready. We would have the cable which we would brush across your face.
Yeah.
Past the power lines, Chris.
Well,
and we have the tree branch.
Yeah,
Chris, you're going past the trees. Hold on. And we would like shake it a little bit. So we'd have to shake it just a little bit so you wouldn't free your hands up. Too.
Right. Yeah.
So you'd have to hold on. But you would feel the trees go past you and the telephone.
The power
lines. and then of course once you started getting close to the moon, my voice got more distant.
Yeah. No, I'm like screaming because I think I'm up there trying to talk back down.
And then one of us would get the flashlight and put it in your eyes and like get a little bit closer to the blindfold because the light was still.
Yeah.
Can you see the moon? I can see the moon. All right, Chris, you got to come back down. Hold on tight. And you go past the wires again, past the trees, and then safely land.
So awesome.
Yeah. So you can tell all your friends you went to the moon.
Yeah, right. And they're like, that's weirdo. Yeah. The funny thing is, like, you talk about like how those things have an effect or whatever, but like I wouldn't be surprised if that like has some serious effects on like me being more comfortable like going out and doing different things and traveling or whatever else, because when you think you're like straight up saying I'm gonna go to the moon, it might kind of like wire something in a certain way for you to be up for kind of putting yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, a little danger and mystery involved.
Yeah.
And another thing too is, teaching you to appreciate nature,
Yeah.
Appreciate everything from the open sky, the mountains, even the little critters on the ground and the dirt on the floor. You know,
Yeah.
just appreciate it all and get absorb it all. Because a lot of times we'd be on these hikes, you know, a lot of times we wouldn't even hardly speak. We were just, you know, taking it all in.
Yeah.
And not only that, but, you know, the freedom involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you're little, you know, you go out and because, you know, we go for miles. And then all of a sudden, okay, Chris, it's up to you to get us back. And then you'd be like,
Yeah.
I mean, you did good as you got older.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you give a youngster that responsibility, now he's more in tune with his surroundings. Now he has to be intent on his directions and his bearings and so forth.
Right. Yeah, you're not just a passenger. Just
and it's you know, you're giving a sense of an empowerment.
Sure. Yeah.
Now he's responsible for not only getting himself back, but for getting the rest of us back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good exercise too. And obviously when you go travel, you know, because now you have to be self-reliant.
Right. Right.
Got to be aware of your surroundings and get yourself back to where you need to go. Yeah.
What about the blindfolding? That was a fun one.
When you're little?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're so, you know, easy to take our senses for granted. You know, our sight and hearing and smell. But when those senses are gone or hindered, then it's, you know, it's a different story, different ball game. So blindfolding you and having you go someplace that you're already familiar with to get an item or whatever that you would normally do easily, but without one of your senses, like your sight, that suddenly becomes a huge task.
Yeah.
But not only did it teach you to appreciate those senses, but
to never assume.
Never assume. By that, I told him to get a item that was from the medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
And since he was so small, he had to hop in the toilet, the sink, and then the medicine cabinet. You assume that the toilet lid was down.
Cloom.
Toilet. And the thing was, I saw you going for it, and I'm like,
Oh,
let it happen.
you saw you watched that.
It's so happening. Yeah. It's hilarious, eh?
Cloom. I still remember that feeling too.
Yeah. 25 years ago. Maybe even 26.
Yeah, maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just little simple exercises like that would always come in handy. And it's not really like I knew what I was doing, just intuitively, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome because we can sit back and talk about these memories and these are just have such a significant impact on me, and the cost, something to blindfold and a flashlight and a piece of wood that you find somewhere. It's just it's so cool to see how we don't take too much.
All right.
A little imagination, creativity.
Sure. And just overall, teaching someone as young as you were, that you have that independence and you have that strength, or you have that power to, grow and so forth beyond your fears and whatnot. And to teach it too, and one that you, no matter what, that you're free.
Mm-hmm.
Free to think on your own, free to make up your own mind and make your own decisions, and not to be conformed or restricted. Good lessons.
Really good lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I say all the time that that you gave me the gift of an open mind.
Yeah.
And I also think you taught me to value freedom.
Absolutely.
You know, it was something that I can remember very early on. You instilling in me, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those two things are the huge part of what's allowed me to live the kind of life that I want to live. You know.
Good. Yeah, the value of freedom, not just your freedom, but everybody.
Yeah.
You know, the founding fathers teaching you the preamble and Constitution when you were maybe barely old enough to read.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal as they are endowed by
Their
their Creator with certain
and
inalienable rights, and among these rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then I forgot the rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else? What else we got on the table here?
What else we got on the table? Anything come to mind for you?
I mean, since we're on the topic of what it means to have a life well lived or life well, I mean, you think about all the people that surrounded you. I mean, it's one thing to go at it alone, but it's another thing to have, you know, so many people supporting you, behind you,
Yeah.
you know, there for you. It helps.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not sure how much of it at all is worth doing if there's not, you know, some connection involved in the whole story, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, being your father, and just the things you tell me, the incredible stories and adventures you had, and the connections you made. I mean, it's inspiring, and it's, you know, it's a beautiful story to just some of the places you've gone. When we think about social media, or everybody just kind of, you know, they go to a concert, whatever, and everything's posted and embellished and so forth. And then you're so humble in the extreme adventures that you've gone on that make those look like what they are, really. They're just jokes. But you know, it's amazing that you remained humble in a way, because, you know, what you've done, what you continue to do, is pretty incredible. On your own, you know. I don't think, honestly, at your age or even now, it's difficult for me to just say, I can do that. Because I don't know even if I was a single person with no kids at your age, I don't know if I can actually just pack up and leave and do the things that you've done. It takes a lot of courage.
Well, I first of all, I definitely know you could.
Maybe.
But
would have been difficult. I would have wanted somebody to go.
Yeah.
I would have definitely wanted a companion.
Well, just like putting this on the internet and like starting to YouTube stuff, there's kind of that, like when I went to India, like I didn't even post anything on Facebook about it.
I know, it was incredible.
Or like any pictures or anything. Yeah, and it was like this big moment for me, you know. So yeah, I think this will be just like an interesting new kind of journey to take, where adding other people into the mix as I go, and still trying to find that balance of, like, you know, allowing other people in on this, but also still not like, check out what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You know, so that it'll kind of be its own sort of thing.
And I think that's what I like. I like the direction you're going with this, because just this one subject we can go on for hours.
Right. Yeah.
But there's so many other subjects. There's so many other topics we can, you know, go on and on about. And I hope we, you know, get to that point, make some time for it. Totally. But, you know, it's not just really about getting the social acceptance for what you're doing. It's really about creating that life that's really has meaning.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, just today with your conversation with Bruce, I mean, it's so endearing to see you as a young man have friends that are just literally old enough to be your great grandfather.
Yeah.
And you guys are like, you know, you have kind of this peer level
Mm-hmm.
of friendship. And for you to tell Bruce, hey Bruce, good talking to you, you're loved, you're thought of. And that's something that most people don't do. Because it could be our last conversation with Bruce.
Yeah, wow, I didn't think about that, yeah.
And you think about it, and you told him, and you felt, if that was the case, you would have felt comfortable with letting them know how you felt about it.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. And then your notes that you send to the people that, just did the littlest things for you. And just saying, hey, thank you for doing that thing.
Yeah.
Because it makes a huge impact. To one, say thank you, and then for two, to let people know that they've had, positive effect on others.
Yeah.
And it grows. It's just planting the seeds, Good stuff. But maybe for a different conversation.
Maybe for a different conversation. Well, though I do think talking about a life well lived, gratitude's probably in there somewhere, right?
Absolutely.
Like that's just it is core and critical.
Sure it is. And it's easy to forget.
Mix. Yeah, right.
It totally is. Even for the smallest thing. Not to mention the biggest thing, but it's unfortunately, we do forget.
Like being grateful for like being consciously aware of this experience that we're having right now.
Yeah. And then you obviously like to say, hey, thanks for being my son.
Yeah. I know.
Thanks for being my dad.
Yeah. It's all right, whatever.
But it's true, we do forget, and we shouldn't.
And it's funny, I just kind of came to that moment just now, thinking about the here and now. Just wanted to express a lot of gratitude to you. First of all, I wouldn't exist if it weren't for you. So
I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
I know.
The Cosby Show. That's from the Cosby Show.
Yeah,
I never said that.
He has a gun over there, but whatever. Hold it up.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and it's true. I know like this whole tree hugger thing, but like I was experiencing today, just showing gratitude for, the trees that are around you, and people talk about it being, a little tree huggerish, but seriously, try it sometime.
This bumper sticker I saw, it says trees are the answer.
What's the question? Where do I need the paper from? Trees?
How did you put this?
Yeah, I feel like putting someone down. Trees, yeah.
Yeah, get a tree.
I guess the question is just as important
Yeah.
as the answers. Mm-hmm. What else we got?
Well, we can take this in so many directions.
I know.
I think we were just talking till the battery dies, which I'm surprised it hasn't already happened.
Yeah. Where do we go?
Okay. Is there someone that you personally know? Well, ideally that you personally know, and if not, someone like a figure that you would say had a life well lived.
Who comes to mind when I
Yeah.
hear the life well lived?
Living or not, either way. Ideally someone you personally know, and if not, someone like a figure.
The first one that comes to mind is, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, and people think, oh, Terminator and so forth, but when you really think about someone who, inspired so many people, and literally said what he was going to do and did what he said.
Yeah.
You talk about being prophetic and just manifesting his ideas and his goals and his aspirations into reality. Arnold Schwarzenegger he's an incredible example of that.
Yeah. What did he say that he was going to do when did he say all this stuff when he came to the United States?
Pretty much. He was going to move to the United States. He was going to become Mr. America, Mr. Olympia. and he was going to be a top paid actor, and he was going to be a governor, and he was going to, marry a Kennedy. I mean, everything he did, everything he said he did, and he's still doing.
Yeah. Wow.
I think. I mean, he's one of my. I wouldn't call it idols, but he's one of the people I admire.
Yeah.
For not just for being Arnold and an actor, and a bodybuilder, and whatever he was, but because he literally put everything he had into making his dreams come true.
Yeah.
And he did. Not just one or two, but dozens.
That's a long list of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's probably the one that comes to mind.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Salvador Dali, but I respect the man for literally creating his own reality.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it, like it or not.
Yeah, right.
The man literally created his own reality.
Like even to the point where like the furniture in his
everything.
house and everything.
You couldn't even talk about him without being in a surreal conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would. Those are the two that come up the most.
And so what do those guys have in common?
Creating their own reality, basically.
Yeah, right.
That would be the main thing that they have. Following their dreams, and not being discouraged by anyone or anything.
And you don't see those guys, either of them, like lacking any passion,
No, absolutely.
It's
not.
like
at any age.
It's like, yeah, right. Like at any point in time in their lives, it's like all their energy is kind of going like full on into whatever it is they're doing.
Totally.
Which is part of how probably that whole creation of the reality they want to have is even possible in the first place.
Yeah.
To that extent, right?
Absolutely. There's I'm sure there's more that I can think of, but those definitely are the main two.
Yeah.
And for you?
I'm still, I mean, like the two big ones that, well, I guess three really. Jesus Christ, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. These people come to mind as people that totally lived a life well lived,
Mm.
It's like they...
Up until the end.
Right, yeah, right.
I mean, I don't mean that
No.
sarcastically. I mean, they all pretty much met some pretty...
Well, that's the thing, when you talk about a life well lived, like, I start going down the, you want to enjoy your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, well, a lot of these guys did not enjoy their life. It wasn't like they were just, well, maybe they enjoyed it, but like in some other kind of way, I don't know, but definitely wasn't like the easiest thing, right?
True.
So, I don't think it always, they're all kind of...
Yeah, Gandhi got beat down, and he starved himself.
Yeah.
He had a lot of contradictories.
They all suffered.
But they all, Martin Luther King had to deal with, racism, I'm sure some
Getting
oppression. Getting assassinated.
That's never cool.
Getting thrown in jail for doing what was right, literally. And then, of course, Jesus at the end, a pretty gruesome fate, yeah.
But I couldn't imagine in a conversation of lives well lived, those guys not coming up,
Yeah, it's a good one. Because at the end, what they stood for.
Yep. And put it all on the line.
Very true.
And cause these ripple effects that actually caused real change to take place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. Good list. Mm-hmm.
Dali and Gandhi at a dinner party.
Dali what?
Dali and Gandhi at a dinner party.
Yeah.
Be kind of interesting. Like amongst like a crew of people.
Arnold and Jesus at a dinner party.
Look at your flimsy arms.
Nice abs, but hey.
Did you say when they were crucifying you, I'll be back?
And you will. What else we got?
I think it covers a pretty good ground.
Cool. I think the next we should probably be a little more scripted,
Or just a little more awake.
a little more awake. It is midnight.
It's midnight and a half.
Mm. Yes.
Well, let's sign off. Well, there you have it. Thank you for jumping into this conversation with us. I'm really tired.
That was a half hour long.
Yeah.
We were jabbering for 30 minutes.
How time flies when you're yapping.
I guess.
Ciao.